Hello everybody, this is Reggie Time, and today we're coming with a live play video primarily so I can do my end of month spamming of my little poker sideline. For those of you who watch my videos regularly, you will probably have seen, let me just think about this cut short moment. Not let it go, I think. You probably will have seen under my videos this spiel about what I do to try and work with some recreational players. And it is recreational players that I seek to work with, like recreational players, beginners, not necessarily like really super hardcore grinders who want to learn how to like beat Zoom at the higher limits. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm about helping people do. I'm about hopefully helping recreational players who enjoy playing poker and just want to get a little bit better at a pretty affordable cost, and have somebody at the end of a phone line in Skype, or somebody they can email regularly with hands, or somebody they can talk to about hands, have somebody they can let off steam with. I'm kind of more, I wouldn't call myself a coach. I'm more like an experienced poker buddy, I would say, than anything else. Of course, I can help people with the technical side of the game, especially newer players and players that have some pretty common leaks. Of course, I can do all of that, but as much as anything else, I'm a guy who's just there when you need him to be there most of the time. And I will read my little bit of spiel to you before we get on with the video. It's not going to be all me spamming, by the way, this video, but we are doing it right at the start. I do run a monthly subscription service, and it costs just $25 per month. For the $25, you get one-to-one session with me, where you can do whatever you want. You can just do a live sweat if that's what you want to do. If you want to have me sweat you live, or you can just prepare some poker hands for us to take a look at together, hands that you're not too confident that you played great, or you can record a session of yourself playing, and we can just watch that pretty much like I'm doing now, but we'll watch it back, and hopefully I think this Queen Jack, we haven't got no backdoor equity. I think we're just going to give up with the Queen Jack here. Or you can do something like this, record yourself playing and just give it the once over back with me, and maybe we can spot some leaks that don't show up in hand history views, that type of thing. There's lots of ways we can do it. Some people just like to list a bunch of questions and say, you know what, do you mind if we just like spend our session, you give me your take on or your opinion on these situations or whatever. So there's lots of ways we can make it work. So with $25 a month, you get one private session of that, which typically lasts for an hour or longer. It's definitely never less than an hour. But also, I think a nice option that we have is I have like some Skype study groups too, with some players in, and those guys are forever discussing hands with each other. They are organising sweat sessions with each other, and we also have group sessions once per week. It's every Sunday at 11 p.m. GMT, where we'll review someone's play, or review a bunch of hands, or maybe I'll just play a live session, and that's pretty informal. That's just hopefully the guys enjoy it. We have a bit of a giggle in it. We take it seriously when serious spots come up, but it's more of a social thing laced with strategy talk. But it's a lot of fun, and not everyone likes them. It's not for everyone. Some people are comfortable in groups, but there are lots of guys that really enjoy the group sessions. So yeah, I think it's for $25 a month. It's not the cheapest compared to, you know, some of the things you can get for $25 a month in terms of poker, but it's very, very personalised. And I think that's the main selling point for me, is that you get, if you are an experienced recreational player, you get to talk to someone who's been playing the games that you play and slightly higher for a long time now. And whatever you're going through, I've gone through, and hopefully I'll have some good advice for you. So that's kind of where I pitch myself, as someone there who's like the first step on the ladder to get recreational players and inexperienced players, kicking them into shape. I think it also works well with sit and go players, who, if you're playing sit and goes and you're not very good at the early stages and not very experienced, and I've been working with a couple of sit-and-go players lately, and we've had some really good results. And also multi-table tournament players, particularly the early stages, not so much with the end game, but very much, I think, are very useful to players who struggle in the early stages when stacks are still like relatively deep and what have you. So yeah, if you think you'd like to give the group a whirl for a month, it's just $25, and you haven't got that much to lose. But I have spent 5 minutes kind of spamming myself, so I'm not going to do that any longer. I'll probably get some hate in the chat box and what have you in the YouTube for saying, who the fuck do you think you are, helping people? You're just like an old-fashioned nit. And they're right, in a lot of ways I am just an old-fashioned nit, but I'm a nit with a lot of experience to share, and a lot of the guys that I have worked with have gone on to have some great results. So yeah, that's the end of that. Hope some of you guys will join in. If not, then sorry for boring you for 5 minutes and 58 seconds. Now we'll get on with some live play. I'm making a telling video because the Bankroll Challenge series that I did was pretty popular with a niche group of players, and it's pretty apparent to me that players like seeing games that they play in regularly on video, or limits that they play on video. They obviously like watching higher stakes stuff too, but I think it's nice. People seem to relate to, oh, these are the stakes I play. I'm used to seeing these bet sizes. I'm used to seeing these situations. And yeah, if I'm going to pitch myself as a person who can help players beat these games, I guess I better show myself playing these games and hopefully beating them. The ace queen, we're just going to check back in the 3-bet pot. There's no reason to bet. I mean, I guess we can try and make him fold a hand like pocket fives at some point, but I think that's not, well, obviously people will fold pocket fives and stuff, but I'm not going to make too many bets just to make people fold like a really small portion of the range. We're not going to be able to check down a decent amount and just show down the winner. And he did have the ace-6, which is very similar to pocket fives there. Interesting that he's calling 3-bets out of position with ace-6. Even blind versus blind, I think that's a pretty weak call. If he 4-bets the hand, I have no issue with it. If he folds it, I have no issue with it. But I do believe that calling 3-bets blind versus blind with hands as weak as ace-6 offsuit is going to be a pretty big losing play for most players. So one thing we're not going to be doing is 3-betting Ben at 93 too light anymore, but we are going to be, knowing now that he calls 3-bets out of position with hands like that, we're going to be looking for some, like, put some more hands into a value range to 3-betting with. So 3-bet more pocket pairs, more good high cards, and less of the, we won't be looking to 3-bet bluffing very often. We'll be pretty much adopting a 3-bet for value range, but going wider for value. So hands that I would normally call a raise with, hands like pocket 9s, maybe pocket 10s, ace queen, king queen suited. They're all sorts of hands that we're going to be 3-betting with, and we're not going to be 3-betting too much with the ace 7 offsuit and the 8-9 suited, things like that. Maybe think about check raising this flop on table 1 with the 2 overs and the backdoor flush draw. Looking to continue on the 10, ace, queen, king, jack, or club. So there's plenty of turn cards I think we can barrel. Obviously with 3-bets we have a trivially easy fold. So that wasn't just like a hopeless check raise and then if he calls we're giving up. There was lots of cards I would absolutely have double barreled on. Given he's now just open limped, which is an indication that he's passive, might mean that my check raise wouldn't be as good as it would be against a regular, because if he's open limping hands, his range for raising and then c-betting relatively large is probably going to be stronger than you would usually expect. We're not going to continue with the jack-9 suited versus the short stackers 3-bet from the small blind. I think I'm going to continue making some 10-0 content because it does seem... It seems to go down well. People seem to like it. The videos get lots of comments. They get quite a few thumbs up. And yeah, there's not too many people out there making content at these limits, so I think we'll keep doing this. F character. He's playing several tables. Probably some kind of regular. And I'm not that into set mining. And 3-bet pots. Keeping checking with the ace queen because just every chance we have the best hand. And we hope for some blue on table 2, which would be nice to see. And we do not get any blue. We get lots of high red, which it makes our hand very easy to play because we're just clearly going to check fold it. It's cash for Barca. I've been playing quite a while because I was recording a session earlier for our group session tomorrow night. Well, I was going to 3-bet. The min raise is pretty much, I won't say all the time, but definitely min raising wide from very, very wide from the button. So we're looking to get some 3-bets in, but when someone beats us to the punch, there's not a lot we can do about it. And we're still just giving up with this 6-5 on table 2. Prefer to just try and set mine with my 4s here. And 3-bet by inflow. He was at 2 of our tables. Out of position with a 9-7 suited. We're just going to let it go. Again, there's rate considerations. As even though we have a pretty nice playable hand, out of position a 3-bet pot 9 high is just not going to be the best hand ever, and we're going to make quite a few second best hands that are going to be quite difficult to play out of position a 3-bet pot. So I tend to just let it go in that spot. And one of the biggest problems lots of players have in the micro stakes is they call way too many 3-bets without much of a plan of what they're going to do and kind of what board textures they want to see, apart from like making the nuts or something. I try and plan forward, and if I can't think of much of a forward plan other than make a big hand look to check raise, then if that's kind of the best plan I'm going to come up with, then I'll usually just avoid the situation and just make a fold. So flop to gut shot here. I'll be looking to probably, unless he raises at some point, maybe just go for 3 streets here on this dry board texture. Trying to put pressure on his Jack X, his like whatever, his pocket 8s, things like that. And sometimes we just river the nuts, which is always a bonus when you have the gut shot. But he did just fold, which is nice. And again, that's kind of like me going with the plan. I'm not saying my plans are always the best plans in the world, but at least having a plan allows you to proceed through the hand with a degree of confidence. So you'll always hear me planning ahead when I'm playing, and if we do sessions together, I'll be encouraging you and helping you learn how to plan ahead and what to think about when you are planning ahead. I'm going to check back this board here. We've got weak top pair, not flush draws. No reason to bet just yet. Doesn't feel like we had a 3 street hand on the flop, but now we've thought the flop turned to flush. Then we're going to be looking to get 2 bets called. And the reason I didn't bet the flop there with the king 4 is if our hand doesn't improve past being just a pair of kings, it's going to be hard for us to get 3 streets of value. So I don't mind checking back the flop in those situations. It's a spot where lots of players will just automatically bet. And whilst betting's obviously fine, it can't be terrible. Top pair and a flush draw. I'd rather take a street off and then maybe be able to get some thinner value in on later streets, and then avoid getting check raising spots like that, where, yeah, we love it. We don't love it, but we don't mind getting check raised because we have such a lot of equity. But at the same time, we're happy just to keep the pot a little bit smaller. Because if we do get it in there with the king 4, there's a good chance we're going to get it in not great shape. So Ben bet this flop and then check the turn. I'm hoping my 8's have enough showdown value to just check down against him. Maybe he's just got a hand like ace jack or something that he stabbed once with and now he's giving up. If he bets, we're probably just going to fold. Yeah, we're hoping to see a hand like pocket 7s, ace jack here, maybe ace 5 suited, something like that. Jack queen. So he was giving up, but sadly he rivered us. Never mind. Three, 4 suited. No, not versus under the gun. It's a pretty hand. It's not too pretty from the small blind versus under the gun. Is this the second time this guy's 3-bet? I'm not sure, but still. King queen suited, I think I'd probably feel obliged to take a flop, but king queen off. And let it go. Again, I don't expect people to be 3-betting super wide in these games. And if somebody clearly starts getting out of line and 3-betting too much, playing like a monkey, then we have to adjust. But I'm not going to make any quick adjustments based on a couple of 3-bets in like short order. I'm going to need to see a little bit more than that before I start adjusting my overall strategy. It's close with the 9-4 suited before-handed, but I don't mind letting it go. It's cash for Barca with his min raise again, so we're going to see a flop. I'm going to think about check raising our gut shot here against him. Especially versus like a half pot bet size, which I usually struggle to give much credit to. Although it is a very dry board, so it's pretty standard to not bet too big there. But against someone who's min raising a lot, who's c-betting a lot, when we flop gut shots, it's a good time, in my opinion, to start getting a little bit cheeky. Right, this fellow here, this Benson, does not have a full stack, so we don't have to make our 3-bet as large. Not barreling the turn 8 here. We're just going to probably check and call versus inflow. And we're just going to look to try and get the money in over 2 streets against Benson. That's a pretty big bet. Hold that, get that out of the way while we think about this one. Would you bet this big with the full house? Who knows? Thinking raise or fold. I'm not thinking of calling on the paired board. I'm probably just going to fold because there's not too many lines. Not too many hands I would take that line with for value, like the bet, flop, check, raise, turn on that paired board. So it's kind of hard for me to have too many bluffs there because I'm not going to have too many value hands that want to play that way. If we'd bet smaller, then we could just have called and got to see the river, but he made a decent bet size. And yeah, I was hoping he was going to either check back and give us a free card or bet smaller so we could think about maybe then raising, because versus a smaller bet size I'd feel more confident in getting a fold, but didn't feel too comfortable didn't feel too confident in getting a fold there. So we don't think we're going to get a fold. There's not a great number of reasons to make the play, really. It's table 1 is just looking like 2 regulars. Well, 3 regulars with us, but the beauty of Unibet is hopefully it will fill up soon, because Unibet just has as it's pooled. So I'll explain it in a moment because I'm not explaining it very well. This 3 is open to way too big. We kind of have to 3-bet a little bit wider when he's putting that much money into the pot with the wide range. I think we need to 3-bet a little bit wider just to capitalise on that. We don't just be calling all the time and then missing, and then the pot's kind of uncomfortably big. And 4x does appear to be his standard open, and he has folded several times. We won't be doing anything with the 6-4. The 6-9 on the 4-4-4 board. I might leave table 1 in a moment, just because playing 3-handed versus 2 regulars isn't something I'm ever going to advise people to do, so it's not something I need to replicate on my videos to demonstrate that I can help you in that way, because my typical advice would be leave that table, it's shit. So we'll just leave next big blind and pause the video briefly and get another table up. So we're back with a new table, and we'll see how it goes from here. We are making this video at 2:15 AM, so we are going to probably experience losing some tables as we go along. The player pool is dropping quite quickly. It's gone from 40 odd players to 35 in the last 5 minutes, so the video might not last too much longer if we can't struggle for tables. But we flopped the nuts on table 4, which is never a bad situation. We got called and the 8 comes off, which is really shit because it makes it so unlikely we're going to get tons of value on our hand now, and it creates a small, very small chance that we're beat by Jack 10. I mean, obviously we're just going to bet call it off now, but we're going to expect if he jams to chop and lose most of the time, and it just costs us action. We don't want that. We just want the brick to come off there. We want that the offsuit deuce. We don't need the big 10 coming for us, or the big 8, whatever it was. We've already got our straight Unibet. We don't need any more help. Thank you very much. Thinking whether to check raise this table 3, and I don't think I will on that board texture. 2 hearts unquestionably, or a 6-3 flop or a 6-7 flop. It would be unquestionably I would check raise, but not on the Jack 10 6. I'm going to get called too often and be in real bad shape. Ben 83 has 3-bet as real small, so we're going to call and see a flop with our pocket 7s and flop what is effectively the nuts. He bomb c-bets, but I'm not going to slow play on this board texture. He's going to hope to get it in against his overpair or whatever. If he's bluffing, then unlucky for us, but it's not a board texture I want to be slow playing on. I don't want him to have aces and then like a 6 of diamonds roll off or whatever. He just has the 10-9. Didn't need him turning equity. That's what I didn't need there. He's practically drawing dead, then he just turns a boatload. Well, not a boatload, but he turns equity. It wasn't what I wanted to see, but he didn't get there, so happy days. For those of you like me who, when people are making videos and they reload, try and look, see what the bankroll is, don't think, wow, what's this guy doing? He's only got whatever he's got, like 180 euros on the site. Unibet is not my main site. My main sites are Sky and 888, which is where most of my bankroll is. The rest of it is in PayPal. So, yep, Unibet is just that I've literally just put a couple of €100. Well, not a couple of €100 on, less than that, just for like making video purposes and doing some sweats with the guys this week and what have you. That is a massive C bet, which makes me think he wants a no. No, we'll just let it go. And the little devil on my shoulder there telling me to go all in. But I think that would be intensely spewy. What on earth is going on? Why am I getting lots of weird random messages on my phone at 2:20 in the morning? Where is my phone, more to the point? Who can see it? Oh, there it is. Oh. Looks like random Facebook nonsense. That's what it looks like. No. I was going to go with the 3-bet with the ace-9 off, but I had better hands to do it with. I'm just going to call with the king-queen off on table 4 because of his stack size. We don't really want a 3-bet and get it in. A friend has texted me at 2:22 a.m. in the morning asking me what my thoughts are on the fight. I have no fucking clue what fight he's talking about for a start. Also advice on me getting back into poker, very small bankroll. Don't do it. Caught with the king queen might have the best hand, and if not, we're getting good odds to make the best hand. Gonna check back. I think we lose to ace high a lot here, but you know, sometimes he just has jack queen and we win, or king 6 and we win. Talking of jack queen, that's one right there. And if you to text my friend back at this time of night, because he will just get into a massive text war with me that I don't have the time or the inclination for at this time of day. So we've been min raised with a jack 8 suited. Colin will take a flop. Bragu definitely is starting to appear on the more loose aggressive side pre-flop. No equity, no draw, no nothing, so we're going to check back. Just give up. And he just bombs the turn. And even though we pick up an open end, it's a trivial fold. I'm not going to call a pot size bet on a 3 flushing board where my straight's going to be 4 to a straight. There's like no implied odds. We're not getting good direct odds. We're not getting good implied odds. It's just a very easy fold, and we're going to look at Bragu now, and we're going to be looking to play some pots, I think, because he definitely appears to be, I'm not going to say maniacal pre-flop, but certainly not in line with what you expect to see in these games. He seems out of line. We haven't seen him go to showdown yet, which is, well, if we have, I've missed it, which is unfortunate. We're going to start paying special attention to Bragu now. I'm going to guess that Gorgata has just got a straight when he leads that river. A 3-bet Ben for value. Where are we with the ace? Do suited. I'm getting a pretty miserable flop. I'm gonna bet small here, just to, if he's got some random like 9-8 offsuit or something, just to collect any dead money that's out there, basically. I mean, it's hard for him to have a king because there's 2 on the board. He just checkmate raises, which would be quite irritating normally, but given that we've just got ace deuce, it isn't. But the whole point there is just kind of not allowing to realise any equity he has with just two random cards. So we're not bluffing, it's the old beluga whale theory, we're just betting to collect dead money, because Ben's putting plenty of dead money into pots by the looks of things. So I'm going to have quite a high c-bet strategy against Ben, I think. Oh, Ben is at 3 tables. It seems bad. Maybe he's not. I mean, he seems like he's bad. King comes on the turn with a crystal clear check call now, I believe. And when the river checks through again, I'm just going to bet just under half pot. Just try and get value from like a 7x or something. And that's exactly what we did. Interesting turn card on table 2. We pick up a flush draw and a gut shot now. He bets pretty damn big though. If this board wasn't paired, this is like 8-7-3. I would definitely look to call these 2 streets against Bragu here, but he's just going to give us better spots than that, the way he's playing. He's the sort of player that he's going to dump a stack on us quite soon, or dump a stack on somebody. And what I don't want to be doing is spending 10 hands donating, like bleeding to him, and then like when we do finally win a big pot from him, we're only kind of winning our own money back. But he looks bang out of line, doesn't he? He's like in every pot just about, betting and raising. I haven't seen him responded to a 3-bet yet. Wow, look at him. He is the man. We'll stick with the video until something interesting happens with Braga. It is 2:30 in the morning now, and I don't have the luxury of being able to lie in tomorrow, but well, we've got Bragu potentially going to have some interesting spots with him. I think we'll keep it going. Completely missed with the 7-4 suited, so the adventure is over. I don't care that he only bet 15 cents. We had nothing, and we weren't likely to improve to having anything. I wonder what Bragu's stats are. They must be in like 70 to 80% VPIP region. Gorgata's got a shit seat. Out of position to someone like Bragu's never a lot of fun. So we have an up and down straight draw on table 4. Yeah, stack size of Benson doesn't please me. Check min raised by... I'm getting these two players mixed up. Anyway, we're going to call. See your turn. Call against Ben here. Check, min raise and check. Traditionally, that's like a sign of weakness. We do have equity if we're wrong. So, oh well, I was about to jam it in his face, but we've kind of rivered the straight anyway. So, happy days for us. It wasn't going to work, was it? Our jam was not going to work. Keep calling against Ben because I don't think he's betting an 8 again on the turn. No. Happy days. I was probably going to call that river 2 against Ben because he's going to be like king or nothing there a lot of the time. He can stab an 8 on the flop. But when we check call, unless he's on like major spew alert, he's probably going to check back an 8 on the turn a lot of the time. When we think people are going to check back that part of the range, it makes it easier to make some light calls against them. If they're never going to have like thin value in the range, if the range is always going to be stuff like he had or King X, then check calling doesn't become a bad option. And Bragu's, wow, he's dumping his stack all over the place. I have no idea what's happened because I was too busy watching my other hands. But it looks like Bragu's just been donating his stack to basically Cash for Bastard looks like the main recipient of it, doesn't he? But I haven't seen how it's happened, so oh come on, put a 7 down. Oh do, never mind. Never mind, we didn't get any of Bragu's chips, but that's not the end of the world. We still had a reasonable session. We've had some interesting spots. Oh, and Bragu's reloaded, so he's only reloaded for €5, but I'm going to imagine he's not going to be a favourite to keep hold of that. I think that's a weak call. I think I made a poor call there pre-flop. Disappointed myself. That was sloppy. That was just a fold. The Queen 5. Sorry, the 9-5 suited. It was just a trivially easy fold. Cash for Barca has 3 bet us. We've got 2 jacks. Given how deep we are, 4 betting seems pretty damn horrendous. We're going to 3 bet and not fold to Bragu on table 1. Given how manic he's been now, ace-4, well, it looks like he's just got us in jail now, but we're kind of too late to be getting out of the situation. He just has the 7 jack and he rivers a boat. We have to call this here, and we kind of hope that Cash for Barca gets the fuck out of the way. Wow, top set. Nice answer. And we didn't get the reloading in time. So Bragu's been donating to everybody, and we're the guys that help him out. Again, given what's just going on, we no intention of folding the ace-4 suited versus him. It's just way too strong. Check call with my top pair versus Cash for Barca, who's pretty aggro, and I think he's going to go after weak lines. Not in love with the heart on the turn. We're going to be leaving this table next big blind. We're going to keep calling though, because we kind of put ourselves into this situation now. And we're going to let Ben just bluff his chips off by calling here with our trips. And we river a flush, which is nice, but it looks like we're not going to get paid now because Ben has just... looks like he's just given up. Yeah. Right, we'll pause the video for a moment whilst we get another table. Oh no, we're not going to get another table now because the pool's dropped to 15 players. So we're going to end the video here. Braggy's just gone broke again, so no big deal. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Our tables are breaking everywhere. I've certainly enjoyed making it. It's been good to be back doing a live play video. I haven't done one for a while. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please do get in touch if you think you'd like to join the Skype group. Please do get in touch. I'll be delighted to hear from you. But we'll leave it there, and bye-bye for now.